Parshat Vayigash that started very dramatically. Vayigash elav Yehuda. You can hear the drums, the tension between Yehuda and Yosef. But I want to take you a little bit back to the moment that Yaakov decides he's sending Binyamin away. Because in the beginning, 9 of his sons, remember Yosef and Shimon are in Egypt, Binyamin stayed with him. So 9 of his sons come to him and said, telling him all of the story of what's happened. And Yaakov says, you almost killed me, Yosef is gone, Shimon is gone, you want to take Binyamin, there isn't a chance. And the first one to try to convince him to take Binyamin is Reuven, that says, you can kill both of my sons if I won't bring Binyamin back to you. I will take responsibility in him. But Yaakov doesn't agree. One reason that the commentary says is because it wasn't the time still. We're still going to see what's happened next. But it wasn't so strong thing to say. I'll kill both of my sons if I won't bring Binyamin. How does it help me? Not just my son will be dead, my 2 grandsons. It's not a good thing to say. And then the Torah said, "Ve'ara'av kaved ba'aretz." There was very strong ra'av. The word for that, no food. Famine. Yes, thank you. Very strong famine. And then Yaakov saying to his sons, go down back to Egypt, bring us some more food. Yehuda says, we need to go back only with Binyamin. This is what he said. And he said a very strong thing. He said to convince Yaakov, Anochi eervenu miyadi tevakshenu. I will be in charge of him. Eervenu is not guarantee, like someone that take loan. You will take him from my hand. And that time Yaakov is agreed. And then what's happening, they came and Yosef put his cup in Binyamin's bag and they find it. And our Parshat starts with Vayigash elav Yehuda and take his responsibility about Binyamin. This is very emotional, very great that he does it. But a lot of commentaries ask, well, yes, you were responsible to him, but in that moment, as long as we know, we already know because we have the Bible. As long as the brothers know and Yehuda knows, Binyamin is a thief. They don't know that Yosef put the cup over there. So Yehuda really can claim, well, I wanted to be in charge of him, but what can I do? He stole the cup from Yosef. It's not my responsibility anymore. And a lot of commentators are really trying to understand what was the reason, and they pointed the word eervenu. I will be in charge, I'll be the guarantee. And also Yehuda, during his speech to Yosef, that took all Rishon, like all the first Aliyah, he said, Ki avdecha arav et anar, because your slave, again, guarantee or take responsibility of that kid. What a strong thing. There's a thing we say, Arvut Hadadit, Kol Israel Aravim Zalazeh, everyone is in charge on each other, but we can take another place from King Aleph, Melachim Aleph, to see how strong was the responsibility of Yehuda on Binyamin. To understand how strong was it and why he cannot say, okay, he stole something, so I won't be responsible to him. Because after Shaul, David, and Shlomo, the first 3 kings, so we know the kingdom is divided for 2 kingdoms, Yehuda and Israel. And before that moment, the 2 kings are Yerovam and Rechavam. And there's a story about Yerovam that goes in his way, and Achiyah Shiloni, who was a prophet, he meets him. And as a symbol, he has some coat or something, as a symbol to speak about that the kingdom won't be together anymore. He take his coat and rip it to 12 parts, like all the 12 tribes. But he says the following: I took the kingdom from his son, from Rechavam, and I give you the 10 tribes. So you, Yerovam, going to be responsible on the 10 tribes. But then he says, and remember, 12 parts, 12 tribes, and then he said, Velivno eten sheven echad. And to his son, Rechavam, I will give 1 tribe. But we know the math, 10 plus 1 is 11. We spoke about 12 tribes. How can it be? So we see the 2 tribes that go with Rechavam are Yehuda and Binyamin. Which means the Torah itself wants to show us how strong was the connection, how strong was the responsibility that Yehuda took on Binyamin, that further later, many years later, when we speak about 2 kingdoms we mention them as one tribe. Only you will be responsible for one tribe, even though we know it's Yehuda and Binyamin together. I wanted to connect that to something else. So this is what we can take from our Parsha. But I want to connect us also. Next week we're gonna mention Asara b'Tevet, the 10th of Tevet, the fast of 10th of Tevet, and in Israel they call it also Yom HaKadish HaKlali, the day of the general Kaddish. This is the day that people in Israel say Kaddish on all of those that we don't know where or when they died. Many of them obviously in the Holocaust, but not just like wars or something. And I think this is a great example for the responsibility of Kol Yisrael Arevim Ze Lazeh, for take responsibility of something. Because like Chaim just mentioned about, Rabbi Wecker mentioned about the Kaddish, and we know the example of someone saying Kaddish of his parents or someone, but there's so many cases of people that no one could say the Kaddish about them because they didn't know when or where, or they didn't have a family to say the Kaddish on them. So the Rabbanut in Israel decided that once a year, in Asara b'Tevet, we're going to say Kaddish on all of those. There's a big costume to learn in that day and to say Kaddish. Try to think of those that we don't know where or when they buried. So that's it. I hope I bless us that we'll be Arevim Ze Lazeh, responsible, and really can take care of each other. We're going to say, Rabbi,